Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new podcast of French Toast Crew. I'm French here with Toast and Crew. We're coming to you from our homes today, but today we're going to be talking about all different subjects, but they're on topics of today, topics and subjects of today. So we're about to start off our show, but we want to beforehand thank everyone for listening and for joining us on our podcast today. Our first topic is a new studio coming from Dead or Alive. So we're gonna start off with that topic.
All right, hello. My name is Toast. Um, I'm bringing in the topic for today. The new studio coming from the creator of Dead or Alive, T- Tomobu Itagaki, the director of Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive, had formed a new studio, I, Itaki Games. Um, he shared on the news on Facebook and revealed that this announcement was supposed to be a part of the recent Bloom article, but was omitted due to the character limit. Basically, they on Facebook didn't let them put as many words as they wanted them to. He discussed how for the past 4 years since leaving Devil's Third Valhalla Game Studios, he's been teaching game development to younger generations. However, he feels that he wants to make a game again, and just established a company for that purpose. So, first of all, congratulations to him for just being able to be like, you know what, I don't really like what's going on here. I'm gonna make my own games. Um, that's I think that's pretty cool that you could just make your own gaming studio, like just willy nilly, and then start making games again. What do you guys think about that?
I think you gotta like for one, you gotta you have to know so many people for that. But at the same time, like how much money does it take to like start up like your own studio like that? That's the other thing, and like how much recognition you must have just to be like, you know what, screw everybody else. I'm just gonna do it myself.
Yeah. In his games, I know I played. I think I played the recent Dead or Alive, whichever one the last one was, which is like a fighting game, and then Ninja Gladian 2. I think I played that one. Yeah, those are some pretty good games to me.
Yeah, I played a couple of them. Like so, for the Ninja Gaiden, I played like a couple of them. So that's just crazy that like just randomly, but that's good for him. And like, and that just shows like like you know what, like you're gonna like go from creating games to be like you want to teach. That what like so that's crazy. I wonder like if he's gonna have like student input and things like that, and just like like from like probably the students that he's been teaching probably gave him like a lot of input and stuff on games and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure like this game is gonna be something different than what we're used to.
Yeah, whatever the new games that he rolls out, um, I hope that they're like I think hope like he makes like I think makes like a brand new like series to a game. And like even if like he doesn't, I'm pretty
Like a
sure.
whole new IP.
Yeah, and and then like even if like he doesn't, I mean, I think I might still have some high hopes for whatever he pursues. Actually, Dead or Alive was like a fighting game, kind of like if you played Soul Calibur was Soul Calibur was an interesting game, and I did not get the story at all. Like I couldn't get into Soul Calibur.
I think like some of those games you just gotta like either you're into it or not. But what I mean, like it's still like graphics. sometimes like sense to feel. You know? But like for like for certain integrating games, I had to like like you play it and then you're like, ah, it's not for me. And
Yeah.
then eventually like you come back to it. That's kind of how like I played them. Like I had to like or even Dead or Alive. Like I had to like maybe play it for a week or two, and then just come like let it sit and then come back to it. Because sometimes like with those games they don't pick up from the start. So
Yeah.
I accept that. But that's cool that he's coming back to it. Towards creating games. Maybe like they'll have access from the start to like capture capture people attention way easier.
All right. All right. What about you, crew? Do you have any opinions on the?
I haven't played any of his games, so I don't really have an opinion on him.
All right. All right.
I can agree.
Yeah, like I haven't played any of his games.
All right. I mean, I believe Ninja Ninja Gaiden. One of them is free on Game Pass, and then I know I'm pretty sure the Dead or Alive is free on Game Pass or it's on sale with gold. It's one or the others.
Yeah, it's just like I said, like you just gotta like just don't judge it from the start. Whatever one you play, like whatever, because both games are they're not similar in the storyline, but it's similar in like how they pick up or how it veers off from the start. So you just have to like just like give it time. Sort of like a movie that doesn't have action from the start. Be like, man, like come on, when is it gonna happen? But eventually it picks up. So that's what I'll tell you about those games. Give it some time. Let the storyline guide you for a minute, and then it'll pick up eventually.
All right. All right. To the next topic.
So the next topic, Microsoft's little attempt to increase the price on Xbox Gold prices. According to IGN, Microsoft planned to increase the cost of the Xbox Live and Gold pricing. Microsoft said this was taking place in order to evaluate uh, evaluate the current value and pricing of the service provided. These price jumps would have been as followed. For 1 month membership, it would cost $10.99. For 3 month memberships, it would cost $29.99. And 6 months would cost $59.99. Later, January 22nd, Microsoft changed its stance and announced they would not be changing the Xbox Live and Gold pricing, adding that to play games will no longer require an Xbox Live Gold membership to play on Xbox consoles. Um, Microsoft really had to end up retracting this because of the immediate backlash. Because for a year, it would have been $120, which, uh, especially in these times, not many people have that to just throw at Xbox Live. So on Twitter, Microsoft's full statement is as follows. We messed up today and you were right to let us know. Connecting and playing with friends is a vital part of gaming, and we failed to meet the expectations of players who count on it every day. As a result, we have decided not to change Xbox Live and Gold pricing. They continue with, we are turning this moment into an opportunity to bring Xbox Live more in line with how we see the player at the center of their experience. Free to play games will truly be free, and you will no longer need an Xbox Live or Gold membership to play those games on Xbox. We are working hard to deliver this change as soon as possible in the coming months. If you are an Xbox Live or Gold member already, you stay at your current price for renewal. New and existing memberships can continue to enjoy Xbox Live Gold prices for for the same price that they paid today. In the US, 9.99 for 1 month, 24.99 for 3 months, 39.99 for 6 months, and 59.99 for retail for the 12 months. Um, this is something that I can see happening a lot within these companies, because their slogan may be "We put the player first," but really it's the green that they're truly after. They really had to roll it back because of how visceral the backlash was. Like people were legitimately about to like switch over to Sony, which that would hurt Microsoft's money, which is why I think they had to back off and did a complete 180.
Yeah. This. This. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, they raised on the 1 month by $1, and they raised the 3 months by $5. But what the real
It,
problem was that for 6 months, you're paying the price that you would have for a year, which
yeah,
which which is crazy. Um, and it could be like one thing if like they raised that by like $5 as well, but yeah, to not be able to purchase the year as it is, and then
but
and they
even
could be even
even
uh, uh,
even the timing that they decided to try and do this,
yeah,
like people are still living on, if they're even getting them, people are still living on their stimulus checks, bro.
and that that and it could be so much different if this was for like Xbox Game Pass. With Xbox Game Pass, like they could have said, "Oh, we're raising the prices because we added the games with the games with EA." But because it's just Xbox Gold, and yeah, I think they were trying to charge like the extra $20 for like for Xbox Live, and then for the equivalent of those three gold games that you would get. Um, yeah, that's that's not a good look for Microsoft. And
That's crazy. Just for the simple fact that something that should recognizing that what was first offered by like even Xbox or Sony was the aspect that you could play like gaming online for free with your friends, right? And then understanding that now like but everything like with games and passes and everything like that is that the price is like what are you willing to pay to like to game online with your friends, and then if you want to play games online, like what are you willing to pay when it's all for when you thought of like when they thought about it, it was all offered for free at one time point. Now you're paying like if you recognize like every 2 to 3 years the prices are pushed higher and higher. So it just amazes me that like and like you like said like during this pandemic and people are surviving off these checks, which is crazy. That's even crazy to imagine that for people are that you want to push for this. Like I want to know like when they was in like their like group discussions, like who thought like this was a good idea. No one like raised their hand like, hey, like I don't think this is a really good idea. Like everybody like everybody in the group like in their board discussion was like, yeah, this is a good idea. Like yeah, this is no one raised their hand. That's amazing to me. No one raised their That's or no one was like, "Hey, like, there people are struggling," like you would have thought somebody would have raised their hand to say something here, you know, especially thinking that like it's like it's kids, it's teenagers that are normally buying it or are getting their parents to buy this or they're buying it. You got you work, get off of work, you save your little money, you're buying it. No one thought like, hey man, we pushing it too far.
Well, we can't say that no one raised their hands because we weren't there, but yeah, I think it was that is definitely a bold a bold move by Microsoft um,
Yeah,
to try to do that.
it's just it's just the aspect that like when they're on panels and like you're like, all right, we gotta agree to this. Everyone gotta be like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say because I don't know if it's a panel or if it's just one person. It's like one person that can rule out all both. Like, so I can't say no one, but like as a general collective, like their research team didn't think like, all right, from all the data they collected, that prices increase. It's a good idea. Like that's a fail, especially when like prices now. Like that's why there are certain things that I'm still shocked that sell out today, even though we're going through what we're going through. But to push prices this this is crazy. Like when I read about it, even though I'm not a big Xbox fan, it still didn't make me too happy just to see this. Just understanding that I know like video games sell regardless, membership sell, but people are going through what they're finding.
Yeah, like and also because video games it's basically an escape. Um, I think that's exactly why VR is so popular. Because video games is an escape, and then in VR, like you really are put into that reality of like a whole different like whatever. And like especially now, um, the only thing that I could think of is that they're probably thinking, because more people are getting on Xbox or PlayStation, and we just released our new console. Um, we can up the prices, and then there's more lucrative money coming that way.
Yeah, it kind of comes off money hungry and tone deaf for the timing. But on to the next topic. Are you comfortable with taking the vaccine? French?
Yeah. So they're so as we know of today, the rollout for the vaccines has been pushed more and more. And I understand that for those who are older or who are like 50, 60 and above, or even 40, or just depending on your condition as a person, um, they're gonna be they're gonna be a bit pushed to take the vaccine. And I understand that people have caught COVID-19, so there are going to be people that are pushed to take the vaccine. But then just knowing how our government has gone about vaccinating individuals, I'm pretty sure, or even if we don't know, I would tell anyone to look up the Tuskegee experiment. We know that our government hasn't been too fond of black and brown people, so there are going to be individuals skeptical about taking the vaccine. And even if you're not black or brown, you still should be like cautious of what you're putting in your body. And if anyone that's seen that nurse who took the vaccine and passed out on TV, you know, everyone's body's not receptive taking any vaccine. You get the flu shot, it's to put a virus into you so your body become immune to that virus. everyone isn't receptive to the flu shot. So it's just certain things that our country spent $400 billion right now. It says on COVID-19 proposal and a national vaccine plan. More than 400,000 people have died in the U.S. from COVID-19. Right, 3,000 people have died. Is dying on a daily basis. Like just think about that. Our new president is trying to propose that 900,000 people be vaccinated per day. But surprisingly, you know, like other countries like Israel, United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, the United Kingdom, they're vaccinating people at a far greater rate than our own country. But even if you're vaccinated, it doesn't mean that you're gonna not spread to others because it's not guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed by that. It doesn't mean that if you get vaccinated that you yourself can't catch COVID-19 again because there is so far information that is shared. The only thing that is known is that right then and there at that current time is that it suppresses the symptoms of COVID-19. So that means that you still may catch it, you still may be able to pass it, and that means that there are so many other things that can go on within this. So it's just how it's a 50-50 chance with anyone getting vaccinated. But how comfortable are you with that? Knowing that you still may be able to catch it and you still may be able to pass it. The only thing they know at the time is that when you get the shot, that it's able to suppress whatever symptoms that you have at that time. And they don't know for how long.
For me personally, I've been looking at it like this, yo. As long as as you take it before me and you don't turn into a zombie, I'm pretty sure because it's gonna get to the point where we're gonna have to take it anyway. Like and it's gonna get to a point where it's just like how even now, there's certain vaccines you're required to have to go to school. And like so right now there's this the Pfizer vaccine and then the other one, and then there was another one coming out by the, I think they're called Johnson and Johnson or something like that, and they were the people who made the Ebola vaccine, which I can understand not trusting the one that came from that government funded group, that group that the prior president put put in place to make that vaccine. But like I feel like it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be forced upon you.
Yeah, yeah. With that, so yeah, it's like eventually, like to do certain things, you're gonna need to have like the vaccine. Like for us, like going back on campus, you're gonna need to have the vaccine. But essentially because, or I think, so like, I think like at a certain point, the cause for concern um, should be lowered, especially because we have like all these other companies working on the same vaccine, and if we're having the people who created the Ebola vaccine come down and help out with that, then I think that we should trust the vaccine. And even so, like even with vaccines, like the flu shot and some other vaccines. Yes, that's true. Not everyone is receptive to vaccines. And people I think actually have like reactions to vaccines, and sometimes like you even get the disease or whatever that you're trying to fight off. But it's most of the time in um, the less active form of it.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. I would just tell anyone like, because it's not for us to say if you want to take it or not. I would just say like when you're going in, just when you're going to get your shot, just be aware if either if you're getting the Pfizer shot or the Moderna shot, and just be aware of that. Like because sometimes at the places, the clinics that they're giving these shots at, they're not knowing till the day of or when you're going to the clinics or areas to get the shot that you know what shot you're getting and even ask for what shot you're getting. Am I getting a Pfizer shot? Am I getting a Moderna shot? What shot am I getting? So you know. Because you want to know what's going in your body for one, even if you don't know everything about COVID or you don't know everything about what you can do to prevent COVID, because like yeah, we can, certain things you can do to make your body more well be able to not obtain viruses and stuff like that. But even though this is an airborne virus, but know what's going into your body, know what shots you have, because you never know a month or two down the line from now you're being asked for shots that you have, and due to you having a shot, these are the symptoms. And everyone isn't susceptible to certain shots. People have outbreaks, people have reactions. It just depends on your body. Just depends on how your body reacts to that. So just be aware, be cautious, and just if you do or you don't, just just always be alert of your body at all times, regardless of if it's a shot, if it's food, if it's medication. Always, you know, uh, I'm alert of it, but I'm aware of what's going on. But who knows? Today I may say I do, and tomorrow I may say I don't want to take it. But that's not my decision for anybody. Just want to give the facts out there. Be aware that over 4,000 people are dying a day from this virus. Stay safe.
All right, next topic, the super Earths. Well, starting off, I need to describe what a super Earth is. A super Earth is a class of a planet unlike any other in our solar system. They are more massive than Earth, yet lighter than ice giants like Neptune or Uranus. Um, and they can be made of gas, rock, or a combination of both. They are both between twice the size of Earth and up to 10 times its mass. On January 14, 2021, a paper was published on the planets found using the TESS. TESS stands for Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite, which is the satellite that looks for planets that orbit a star outside of our solar system. More, more, more specifically, 2I, or Test Object of Interest 561, was discovered. Even more specifically, TOI 561b. According to NASA, TOI 561b is a super Earth exoplanet that orbits a G-type star, or a yellow dwarf. From the University of Hawaii postdoctoral fellow and team lead Lauren Weiss, quote, TOI 561b is one of the oldest rocky planets yet discovered. Its existence shows that the universe has been forming rocky planets for almost since its inception, 14 billion years ago. End quote. TOI 561b, the star of the system, is a very rare type of star called the galactic thick disk. Stars in this category are chemically distant, with a few heavier elements such as iron or magnesium. From this, the researchers calculated that TOI 561b is about 3 times the mass of Earth, with the density being relatively the same as Earth, about 5 grams per cubic centimeter. While being 1.45 times the size of Earth, TOI 561 has the orbital speed of 1.5 hours, which means that in one day here on Earth, it's been about 2 days on 561b. And they make these orbits around the dwarf named TOI 561, and that star is just 280 light years away. Researchers found two more exoplanets, TOI, or Test Object of Interest, 561d, the outermost, and is about 2.3 times the size of Earth, with an orbital period of 16.3 days. TOI 561c is about 2.9 times the size of Earth, with an orbital period of 10.6 days. I bring this up to bring up the importance of the earlier quote. The existence shows that the universe has been forming rocky planets almost since its inception 14 billion years ago. What do you guys think about there being many different kinds of Earths or previous Earths, or even Earths where people have lived on beforehand, almost billions of years ago?
Do they have like the 12 necessities of life? Like having life? Like are they capable of hosting life?
Um, they didn't post anything inside the research paper about that, but um, excuse me. They didn't post anything in a research paper, I think, about that. And for test object of interest 561b, it is a no, because it is really close to its sun. So it's I think it's closer than how close Mercury is to our sun.
How is that thing still the same size as Earth then?
It's still it's still it's still it's still three times the mass of Earth, with the density being relatively the same, which is which means that there's a great portion of the planet that's missing.
Uh, I think I think that's very cool. Some of these planets, especially in the far future, if we're able to, first off, as uh, a race, live that long enough, and advance that far to actually start reaching out to these new planets, especially if we are to assume that we're actually alone here in this universe. We could definitely start making um we could start stretching out the human race, because what if we're the first, ones?
It says that atmospheric water has been discovered by European scientists. Uh, one of these super Earths is 124 light years away from us. So, like within these super Earths, one of the main things we know is water. So, but the thing is, what I'm looking at, still trying to figure out is like, is there any life on it? Because like you said, there's 12 elements. There are 12 things, necessities that in order for humans to be able to stay on it. One of the main things is water. One of these there is water. So that's something that we can take away from it. But like you said, like the distance from the sun, that's another thing. But it's interesting to see that these super Earths are forming, and they have formed. But until we find like life, to me that's like the key, because I want to see life. I know there's life on other planets. They can't, like, I know aliens. I don't say I know, but it's been confirmed aliens exist. I'm just waiting to see like where does where's the life happening, and how are they able to procreate. So you know I'm interested to see this, but I don't know. I think this has been discovered, but it's interesting to see that like our universe is always galaxy expanding, but I want to see the life. Like where is it that like there's other life here besides us? That's what I'm.
And like if there was life, they'd have to be closer, like to us, because as the galaxy, I think is expanding, planets or solar systems are leaving their galaxies, or galaxies are getting too far apart. So so I think there's a certain time frame before we get shut off from literally everything else.
There's very little. They're like they know what they're made of, but they're still searching for life. What I'm reading right now, but but that's very interesting just to see again that we're discovering farther and farther planets, and then just knowing how far along we created, to knowing that there are planets twice the size, 3 times the size of our one little planet. But it's just interesting to see that our Earth is not too far away and not too close to the sun. That is actually the right amount of distance to where is able to form. That's the interesting, and that we have all the elements in order for life to be created. I'm just waiting to see like where's the next area where life can form beyond our planet.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Crew?
With the yeah, like I said already, I think if after Mars, we should definitely start like getting to these exoplanets.
So wait, hold on. So you're saying that after we go to Mars, we should try to go to planets outside of our galaxy?
Um,
That's
first outside our solar system, and then outside our galaxy. Because we can't, once we start, we shouldn't stop and pause. We should keep going, but like making civilizations across the across this interstellar space.
okay. Okay. Um, I forgot what else I was say, but if I didn't state it, an exoplanet is basically a planet or a solar system outside of our galaxy, so outside of the Milky Way.
I think we have to find a quicker way.
This was, or for the second to last topic, this was a question brought by one of you guys inside the comment section on the YouTube channel. The question is, if you don't have a date of birth and you're murdered, is that a crime? Personally, I think yes, this is definitely a crime. But before I go into there, what do you think about that, French?
Yes, I think
All right, French needs to agree with me. What do you think about that, crew?
Yeah, that is murder. You're going to get caught because they would just label them John Doe or Jane Doe.
uh, I, I was just saying yes. I didn't elaborate. Yes, crime. Killing a human being is killing a human. I know, like if you're trying to get away with it, and the person doesn't have a date of birth, it's still a crime. I would just ask it, is the person fingerprinted? Are they fingerprinted or not? Like are they in some database? It's like is this person not in no database? Because if not so, then it I guess you can get away with it because you're like, yo, who is this person? We don't know who this person is. They have no DNA, uh, like no fingerprints, no nothing. Like no one ever knew this person existed. Then yeah, it's still a crime. It's a sad crime. Like it's sad
Whether
that people. You know,
whether if anyone knows who it is or not, it's still a crime.
Yeah,
of course,
they're still gonna look for you.
like
yeah,
what if what if you get caught or not? It's still a crime.
sound like something on like a Lifetime channel or something.
They were murdered, but they had no date of birth.
Yeah, man. It's still a crime, man. So innocent.
All right.
Guilty caught, man.
Thank you guys for the question. Um, Go ahead and leave more questions or topics in the comment section below. And if you're on the Instagram version, go ahead and do it in the comment section below. If you're on any of the new podcasting sites that we are now on, you can do the same. And if the podcasting site that you're on doesn't have a comment section, you can go ahead and go to our Instagram, which is Frinch Krew, or our YouTube, which is the Frinch.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to the French Toast Crew podcast. You can check us out on all social media platforms. Once again, I'm French. Toast and Crew is here as well. Thank you for listening to the French Toast Crew pod.